Space, it's a scary place with them aliens.
Now what you got to realise is, I'd had a really rough week up until that point.
Space.
So I was waiting for the bus, right, and I saw this old friend from school and I hadn't seen him for ages. He was a lovely chap, really lovely, right, but I have not seen him since.
I was out in the park running, because the kids all down there, they all know me, they all like me.
Tuesday, my cat died. We knew it was coming, he had cancer, but that's not what killed him, someone shot him.
I read a little bit of my book.
You know, I was expecting that check to clear, it weren't.
Come over here, I say, come here, and they all come round and I show them my legs.
Wednesday, my keyboard got repossessed. That's her fault. Thursday, my dad's legs were playing up, I had to go around and put the cream on.
I mean, to cut a long story short, the end. Well, that's probably cutting a bit too short, really. To make a short story slightly longer, what happened was I was abducted by aliens.
I have my windows locked. I have my door locked. I've got a Chubb lock. I've got the mortise lock, and I'd done that double.
Friday, I went down to the grave, to my mum's grave, because I like to go down every week just to make sure everything's okay. Don't know if you saw this in the news, it was in the Sun. Someone dug it up.
You know you get that wiggly eye thing? When's that happen? Is that about 2 hours into sleep, is that?
I hadn't done my washing, the laundrette had burnt down the week before, so you know, what am I going to do? I'm not washing it in the sink.
Some of the parents aren't happy about their kids talking to me in the park because they don't understand. They think I'm, you know, oh, he's been abducted by aliens, he's the village nutter.
So I looked up and I saw this thing that was a bit like a sausage, but it was brown.
It must have been when my eyes were wiggling around, I kept going past these red lights. There was like a figure forming around them.
It was right above me and it kind of, like suction, took me right up.
I entered through light into, well, it was a spaceship.
Now I had a look round and there seemed to be several more of these little figures.
Futuristic looking, I suppose you'd describe it as, like a modern shopping centre.
But then these figures came towards me and they weren't very big.
Now they're about sort of so high with the red piercy lights.
And I had hands that were a bit like cricket gloves.
Like 3 fingers, really big fat thing, like sausages.
In they came, these creatures, these aliens. First few came up, boom! It banged like that, just 3 or 4 of them, just bare hands.
They appeared to be green, and they had these really big sort of pointy ears.
It took about 15 of them before they managed to subdue me.
They spoke to me. It wasn't really English.
They did speak English, but it was like a... they had a bit, I can't do accents, but it was like... you know, like Geordies, a bit like that. Hello man, oh, what are you doing?
And they were saying to me, I could tell, they were saying to me, we're giving you special powers.
They struck me down on this big block in like a star shape.
I think they were maybe sort of like lasers, so they could get right in to my brain.
And then this curtain opened up, and there was like there were loads of them. These aliens, they were all in front of me.
And I just remember thinking, any minute now they're going to start, you know, cutting me open.
And then this thing came down in front of my face, a bit like goggles, and then went up to my eyes, and it started playing my memories. I mean, it was my memories.
I bought you some mini cheddars if you want.
And on these screens, I could see myself. I was about 7, and I was in the back garden, and I had a jar in my hand, and I got a bee in the jar.
Now I don't remember much from there on.
I saw myself run upstairs into my mum's bedroom to show her this bee, and when I got in there, and it was almost like point of view. It was in my eyes. My dad was going down on me man.
I was aware of lying on the bed still,
Me shows.
But it was like it was happening to somebody else.
It was like music, and all the aliens just went whoosh.
You want some? I've got loads.
You know, and I began to think that maybe they were dancing to my memories.
You know, those people say that they watch their own like when you're having a baby and you watch it happen. You're not there on the table having the baby. You're up on the ceiling.
The memories just kept coming and coming. There was my cousin Janice, the toothbrush thing. I mean, that was just a dare. Just one after another, bang, 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 and they were just dancing. You know, they were dancing, screaming, singing.
I just need one chance, just one of them to make a slip up, just one little error.
It was awful, but then the lights went dimmed and the screens went off.
I was there, but I wasn't.
Just got a little bit too close and just grabbed her like that round the mouth and just bang, like bang on the table. Really, like that. And then there was a bit of, and her teeth went, and I was like, you fucking bitch, you fucking bitch. I said to her, like that, you take that, you fucking bitch. And then I escaped.
And you got to remember that, you know, I hadn't done any washing for ages, and I was in a bit of a mess even before they got me. And they reached up, and all of the aliens started chanting. They started chanting this, I don't know what it was, but then they reached up and pulled my trousers down, and I was wearing Speedos. It's like an encore.
It took me a while actually to get out of the spaceship because it was quite confusing. I went down the wrong escalator. I went round to what I thought was the down escalator, and it was the up one. And you have to go all the way around the other side again. It took me probably about 3/4 of an hour, and eventually one of them had to come and show me the way out. This was a letter I wrote to my MP, Derek Smalls. I didn't vote for him, but I was going to stand against him, but apparently if you've got a criminal record, you're not allowed.
So it was a couple of days later, and I was looking at the clock.
I wrote to him saying, if you don't do something about it soon, we're going to be overrun by aliens.
And then it's usually when I'm on the toilet, it all comes back to me again.
The minute hand, you never see it move, do you? And I was staring at it, and it moved.
He seemed to think that it was some sort of racist attack on immigrants.
Lost my job. Still haven't got my keyboard back.
Maybe I've got telekinesis powers.
But I don't know. They've offered me counselling. Not sure if I'll go for that.
When I drive past trees, I can make them sway.
The only thing I knew how to do to get the attention of people and make the world realise what was happening, I dug up a couple of graves.
If I'm near, say, a pond, there'll be ripples.
It's just hard. I don't know what to do.
Do you want some of these mini cheddars? Because I bought them especially for you, and if you're not going to have them, then I'll give them next door, I suppose. Give them the kids.
I do believe that there's something very special around us all the time.
Space, it's a scary place.
You know, the clues, they're putting clues in.
In spaceships, space.
I've been writing some songs,
It's a scary place
so we'll see what happens there.
with aliens.
See that Bluetooth headset? They have blue teeth. So
Space.
There, that's it. Did you see that? Did you see it moved? It moved. Did you see that? And you can see where I bent it the other day.
It's alright.